Hi guys, welcome back. Part 2 now of this crazy cut up of this £500, £600, £700 kit, or how much it costs. Every day I look at this kit, I find more and more wrong. The reason I'm doing this little chat before I start showing you what I've been doing, I just want to clarify something. I've found in the book I've got, there's a couple of sketches and they have dimensions on them that seem to tally up when you scale them down. Some of the shapes look inaccurate, and then I've got all the photographs obviously, and there's videos online, and I'm searching and searching and searching. I'm spending hours searching and finding more and more stuff. To all you rivet counters out there, I know that you're going to think what I'm doing is ridiculous and I'm not working to drawings. I don't like working to drawings, to be honest, unless I could find original blueprints that had the name Krupp on them. I wouldn't trust them. There's detail in scale, some of their aircraft books. I know that the drawings in there can be quite inaccurate, and I know in one case that shall remain nameless, a certain manufacturer made their model aircraft to a drawing in a book. Very foolishly, the whole thing is all out of shape and out of proportion. So what I'm doing is I'm making this look right, okay? At the moment I think the kit is quite toyish, it's very chunky, and you're going to see something now in the second sort of little segment of this video where they've actually made stuff completely out of shape to cover their errors. The breech block on this model is massive in comparison to what it should be. So yeah, please watch this, please enjoy. If you don't agree with what I'm doing, I know exactly where you're coming from and I understand what you're saying, but one, I don't trust drawings, two, I don't have any drawings, and three, if I did have any drawings, I wouldn't know they're correct. So I'm making this look right to photographs. I know that's wrong, but I'm taking into account perspectives and all that sort of stuff. But please don't give me a hard time just because you don't agree with what I'm doing. I'm improving the model no end as far as I'm concerned. If you disagree, fine. But I just wanted to get that clear so that I don't get 1,000 people coming on here saying, you shouldn't be doing that, you should be doing to this drawing and you haven't got the right scale and blah 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 and this, that and the other. So yeah, so please enjoy, and I'll see you at the end. Right, so here we are. This is where we are with this modified breech, and if you look inside you can see that it's been cut to hell. This is a tube from a trumpeter smirch, which the actual firing mechanism on that model is way over big. It's like it's 32nd scale instead of 35th. So if you've got that kit, the chassis is brilliant, but the rest of it is in the spares box, I'm afraid. The Meng version is much better. So yeah, so there's that tube there. So this part here has been reduced down to what I think is the correct size, looking at photographs. As far as I'm concerned, this breech was too big because of if you look at my last video, you'll see the reasons. And so I've reduced the size of the breech, changed its proportions, and reduced the size of the actual breech, the breech itself. I believe this is the breech, which goes in here, and I think this is the breech block. So anyway, so that goes in there, and I've also opened up the hole in the back, if you look in the back of the breech. So basically I think I need to do some more work in there as well, because the actual shell casing goes in there, I believe. So this, trust me to do it wrong on camera, this slots in there like that, so that's held in place. You hear that clip in, and this tube is doing the job of keeping it at the right level and holding it square. Then this goes on like that. That'll be glued on very soon. I've yet to do these big chamfers on the corners. And then the actual breech itself goes in there, which is all very nicely in, it fits tight enough to slide it in and out. This is, but yeah, and then the door, the door that goes on the back of it is here. So I've cut the flange off the back of the door and then reduced the door accordingly. And I've gone to lots of trouble to make sure that this recess that the doors go in is perfectly square and a perfect fit for that to go into. Yeah, you can see that there. So lots and lots of work getting that spot on and getting it to fit absolutely spot on. and then I noticed this. Yeah, watching a video that I hadn't seen before on YouTube, freeze framed it, and I noticed this. So now I've got to do a load of work on this to put a flange around here to make it more accurate to that photograph. Unfortunately, in that Gerard Tau book, there isn't a single picture of the right side of this gun. Every single picture is from the left, and there's also nothing looking directly down on top of it either. So I could do with something like that if anyone knows of anything. So yeah, so there we go. See you in a minute. Right, where are we? If you remember last time I left you, we were talking about this side. I've now glued some plastic into this side, some of the spare black plastic from this kit, and now I've machined that off in the mill, and now I need to sand that down so that it's all smooth to get these angles back that we know about on the front of the breech. If you look at the photographs, you'll see what I mean. I've actually glued some plastic onto this side as well now. This side is still separate, it's still not attached. And if you remember last time I left you, I'd gone and spent all that time getting this area in here perfect for this to go into, and then discovered from the photograph I showed you that actually it has a raised portion. So I made this. This is my raised portion. We all like a portion. So that goes on there like that. I've put a little radius on the inside of it and a radius on the corner of the door. So that will slide in and out of there like so. Look at that. The camera will go back in. There you go. So that goes back in there. And I've also at the back opened up the breech. Remember, it was a blind hole there before. Well, on such a major part of the gun, I can't believe Soar Art did that. They give you a sliding breech, which is the wrong shape on the front, of course, but they didn't actually bore the back out. So all you actually had was just the back of this. So now this comes along and goes in there, and you can see into the back of the barrel now. But I do need to stick this up and machine all this out, or make another aluminium part to replace it. More on that in a second. I started digging around earlier today actually on the today is what is it, Tuesday the 18th of December. I started digging around on the internet today and found some more pictures, and lo and behold, I found this, and this is a picture of the breech on the other side, and it also has this frame. If you see here, it's also got the raised frame. Now I want to build Dora. Dora was the gun that actually went to Sevastopol, or went to the went and shot at Sevastopol. I want to build that gun, and a video I found on YouTube test firing the gun shows it actually is this one with this frame around it. Now there were two of these guns. There actually were two. This is a test ground, which is in Poland, in captured Poland, where the thing was built or assembled. And there's also another one which was in what was it called, Bakassiras or something, where it actually fired from. And the pictures, the videos I've seen on YouTube with it firing, which is where I got that photograph from, the still that I showed you just now, that was actually from Bakassiras, I believe. So I'm putting a frame on that side, so I'm also going to put a frame on this side. And it also, I mean, as a model, it's just going to look more interesting than just having a side with a hole in it. And I don't know if you remember, in one of my last videos, I commented about the roof of this thing, and how the box that goes on the top is so massive that basically what I would need to do is narrow it down. And I've been looking everywhere for photographs of the roof of the breech, because it's so massive, and I just don't think that box would have been that big. And also in the kit there's another box that goes here that they give you as a separate, like, you know, sort of 10mm square box. And actually you can see from this photograph here, it's actually one item. And this is a photograph looking down on the top of the breech, the same as you're looking at it here now. So if you remember, I said I thought this box was too wide. you can see that I was right. There's no flange around the bottom. It's completely the wrong shape. In fact, it's that way round. So what we're looking at is that. And yeah, and the separate box that they give you to go here is actually part of that. It's actually part of that casting. It's an L-shaped casting. So I need to now modify this box and narrow it down a bit and widen it slightly, reduce the size of these chamfers, add the bigger chamfer on the back, reduce the size of these chamfers, and finish off these angles on the front. You can see there's the angle on the front, and there it's not so clear. You can see just in this unit, I mean, I've spent ages on this, but like I said, when I've got the time, I was going to build this kit, and now I've got all the time in the world, so that's what I'm doing. And also this will be a in-between project. I just won't be working on this. This model is a Mojo Destroyer. And also, while we're on the subject of the Breech, you may also notice that in these pictures here, I don't know if you can pick it out, but there is a cutout here where there's a cutout here where the breech block slides through, and that's a guide. And on there's like a rack and a pinion, and that's what drives the breech in and out. If you look back to the photo I showed you a couple of minutes ago, you'll see the gears in the rack. And there's a cutout on the bottom here as well, which isn't quite so clear. So you've got a cutout here and a cutout here. So I obviously need to establish those. So what I've done is, here we go. I have, take this out of here. I've reduced the size of that as well. So I can sand it down and make it more oval, because this was round, and it's actually, this hole shouldn't be round, this hole should be oval where the tray goes in the bottom. So what I've done, I've taken some plastic card here, some blocks of plastic, and then added plastic to the top and the bottom, so you can see there. And what I've done, I've made saw cuts in here and here, and same on the other side, so I can use those as a guide, and I can saw through. And because I've already put these bridging pieces in, it'll keep it all together in one piece. And I made a setting piece here. This is what it's going to be, 3 strips of 3.2mm plastic strip. So I'll glue them onto there, like so. And then that will slide in. As you can see, that would slide in and engage in there like that. And then that's your block with your teeth on. And this piece here is obviously the... I'd imagine it's part of the mechanism that drives the gears, I assume. It's got a drive shaft in it. So, yeah, so we shall see. I'm not quite sure how all this works. If somebody knows, please tell me. If you have references for this gun, please tell me. If you have images, photos, whatever you'd like to share, then I'd be dead interested to see them. I've actually got onto... is it Model Shatton today, and I've ordered some metal shells for it, for this and the 72nd scale, which are going to be in the post soon, so I'll be doing a review on those for you as well, guys. The actual main pivot itself, this is how it used to look. Yeah, that's how it used to look, and this is how it looks now. I stuck it up in the lathe, I turned up a bung to go in this end, put a centre in it, literally taped it all together, and I've machined away these fictitious great big lumps that were on here. I also need to machine these away, because I've noticed there, I don't think they were around the centre. They may have been, but they certainly weren't the centre that way. They were more this way towards the rear. These need fattening up because they're too slender, and all of the ribs that were on here, if you notice, were all two-dimensional. The side ones were like this and the top ones were like this, and basically they should be radial. So due to their moulding in capabilities, they couldn't actually get them radial, because they need a slide mould. You would have had to have a lot of slide moulds to get that in. And then of course when I machined the ribs away, I went through, so I've put some plastic in there and then put some sprugo over to weld it in, and I'll stick this back up in the lathe hopefully tomorrow if the weather's better, and machine this diameter back down again, machine them off, re-establish those. I've also cut away this area here, because if you remember from this photograph here, you can see, looking at it like this way round, you can see that, trying to hold it all together here, trying to hold my life together. You can see that the actual parts that went along the top didn't actually come from up here. They go from further down, and actually this diameter is too big. It should be smaller. So that's going to be machined down, so a smaller diameter, and then the actual leg itself will come from lower down here. And there's also, if you can see in that, there's some sort of tin plate or something going over the top. I don't know what that's for, but it's in all the pictures I've got. So I'm going to have to see if I can make something like that. I don't know how the hell I'll do that, but we'll see. So yeah, lots and lots of work. And also I need to turn the aluminium part that's actually this raised part here. Sorry, this raised part here. Turn that and then remachine all these blocks and everything to fit properly. So it's a lot of work, but I think it's really worth it, because when you actually look at this thing, like I say, this is going to be sat sort of a foot, 14 inches up in the air, staring straight at you. And hopefully you'll agree that when you actually look at this thing now, the actual breech block itself is, you know, it's more in scale with the rest of the gun rather than this huge great lump stuck on the back of it. So there we go, guys. That's the inside that you're never going to see. There's a nice mess in there to try and get some strength back into it. Yeah, so I'm tempted to maybe have a go at making an aluminium barrel for this. We'll see. I've got a lathe. I haven't got a CNC or anything, so I'll only be able to make one. But yeah, we'll see. So there we go, guys. So I'm going to carry on with more plastic strip and modifying and cutting stuff about, and I'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that. You probably think I'm absolutely bloody mental, but it's what I enjoy, so it keeps me quiet. And if you do think I'm mad working to photographs and not drawings that don't exist, then please don't tell me, because I know I probably am bloody crazy. I know I'm crazy. Right, so what should I want to say? I want to say thank you to you guys, all you subscribers. I'm on over 400 now, which is amazing for 4 months. I'm really chuffed, really pleased with that. And Merry Christmas to you all. Hope you enjoy your break with your families and everything. I'll just be sat on my bench doing modelling over the Christmas. I'll have a few beers, but I'm a bachelor. I don't have much of a family, just me and my mum now, really. So yeah, I should be here on my Todd and doing some modelling. I may even make a Christmas Day video. We'll see. Might see if I got a Santa hat somewhere or something else. No. So thanks for watching. I look forward to putting the next video up for you on this and other builds that I'm going to be doing. I'll probably start something new on Christmas Day or just before, whatever, and I'm hoping to get the Lanchester build finished, and then I'll get the final reveal up for you of that one on the ambulance. If there's nothing else, there's one good thing this YouTube stuff does. It makes me finish models. It's hard. It makes me realise how little I use decals, that how many models I don't actually finish. So anyway, I'm waffling. So I'll see you all soon, guys. Have a lovely Christmas. Bye bye.